Hi everybody, here is another mushroom. I hope you are enjoying this as much as I do. I hope these are fun projects and small, very quick to make. Well, with this one, I started with the inner texture and I used a writing tip for this because it's so small and so detailed. Um, I believe I used a temperature of 3.5 or 4 maybe for this part. Um, it could have been lower, but these coasters, this wood is what I usually call dirty wood because my tips get dirty so fast. And I usually use a little bit higher temperature so that I don't have to always be cleaning the tip. And it bleeded a little bit to the outside, but the final result you can't see it that much. So if you are using also the Optima and another wood, you will probably won't need such a high temperature. Finally, for the top of the mushroom, I use the spear point shader because it's a bigger area, and also for the lower part. I followed the grain of the wood. It's easier to get this part so smooth if you follow the grain. Now for the background is a very smudgy and very abstract. It's all shadings and some kind of volumes. I used a spear point shader just because of the mushroom shape, so that I could have used, for example, the shader spoon, but this way it's easier to control so that it doesn't bleed to the insides of the mushroom, because at least this side the light is coming from the top left, so this side is very bright, and I use the spear point shader just because of that. The background, as I was saying, is very blurry. It has no defined shapes, so you can do it as you please if you don't want to follow exactly the original picture. So the background is done, and I started making these very small details that are inside the mushroom. It's like these cracks, these little details. It they may look weird right now, but I promise they will look fine in the end. And remember that the nature is more wild. It's not parallel. It's not geometric. So don't worry, because this will work. After I've done those details, I've used the spoon shader to add some shadows inside the mushroom. Like I've said, the light is coming from the upper left corner, so all this lower right side is the darker one. It actually blends with the background in some areas. So this will give the mushroom some volume. I darken the background a little bit more, and those black textures of the mushroom also a little bit more in some areas, so that it didn't mix so much with the background. And finally I added some white watercolor pencil. I usually do this just because it creates a bigger contrast, bigger than the bare wood itself, because it's not white. And don't forget to use a fixative before sealing and varnishing. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.